the f? Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Oh my God. What the f happened last night? Oh yeah. Before we get into this, can we talk about this newer generation at these metal shows where they don't seem to mosh long because they don't want to touch each other because they don't know the rules, but they have absolutely no problem locating the old man's rib cage with their elbow? Yeah, it used to be just the newer ones are just verbally abusive.
Tom, take a f***ing photo!
Like that one right there. What I'm basically doing here is rendering down beef fat. So it's chopped up beef fat that we cut off of a steak from the night before. And here you can see me de-seeding and chopping up an habanero at lightning speed because I'm a motherfucking G. And this is diced up Spam. Some people hate it. Me and a bunch of Hawaiians love it. We're going to crisp this up as well. Now we've been rendering this down at about a medium heat for about 20 minutes now. What you want to do is get the little pieces looking like chicharrones, or if you're an Eagle Fang fan, chicharrons. Now what we've actually been doing with rendering down this beef fat is replacing fat we're going to use right here. Now what I do is I always have a bunch of rendered fat handy. I'm a big keto person. I do a high fat, low carb diet. If you're not, that's completely fine. You can just replace it with stuff that has carbs. So what we're doing is putting this in the pan to melt it down. This is a combination of 3 fats. This is beef fat, bacon fat, and pork fat. So the pork fat is just the uncured version basically of the bacon fat. And we were rendering that beef fat to replace what we're doing in here today. Now, if you're actually trying to gain weight, this would make a great topping to go on something like ramen noodles or anything else that has carbs, and it could lock in the fat for you if you're skinny. You know, if you got that Keith Sweat syndrome. Nobody. You can add shrimp to this as well. I used to believe in going out and catching your own shrimp until the time I fell in and all the surrounding fish realized I wasn't a threat. So they just started attacking me and gnawing at my body hair while I was desperately trying to get out of the water because I knew the creature who lived at the bottom was trying to get my feet. But I digress. Next, you want to go ahead and add back in those little beef chicharrons that you made earlier while rendering down the beef fat. This is going to add to your texture repertoire that's going inside your quesadilla. Texture repertoire is just a fancy way of saying it won't be crispy. I want to fry everything together. It's going to take about 6 minutes roughly all together. I'm using just below medium heat. Afterwards, you're going to want to strain this so you can get all that fat out of there. And once you get that strained and separated, this is now going to be the oil that you're going to fry your eggs in. And when cracking an egg, you can use one egg to crack the other, and it makes you look like a boss. The only drawback is that you have one egg left, and then you just crack that on the side of something and realize you didn't need to crack 2 eggs together like that in the first place anyways, and it just looks pretentious. This part should take only 2 to 3 minutes if you want the runny yolk, maybe 3 to 4 if you want the more firm yolk, which I prefer. I only add salt and pepper on this one, and to get that firm yolk, I flip it. If you like that runny yolk, go ahead and not flip it. I don't like to surprise it. Like that time we went on vacation and landed in a convention? Sorry, just hitting some weed there. Really helps with the hangover. Now, if I have to explain to you how to melt cheese onto a tortilla, then this channel is going to be way too advanced for you. I normally do like helping people out with their problems, though. I like figuring out the problems for them. Like the other day, I was walking to the store and this lady cut me off. Said, "Excuse me, sir, you got some spare change?" I said, "Sorry, I do not." She said, "Well, excuse me," all mad. She goes, "I got 6 kids to feed. I'm just trying to make ends meet." I said, "Damn, you got 6 kids? Why don't you try making your knees meet?" See, I help out everybody equally. Since this is low carb, I am using low carb tortillas. If you don't want to do that, don't. You can use regular tortillas. Like I said, this is a good topping for pretty much anything. You put it on the ramen noodles, like I mentioned earlier. You can use it to put in a pimped out mac and cheese, which we will be doing later. You can put it on your wife's lower back and eat it off of her if you're into that sort of thing. However, I recommend if you are going to do that, make sure the meat has cooled first, because that can go from a kinky night to domestic violence really quick. I recommend making a few of these, maybe 3-4 of them, depending on how many people are there. Just make more than enough, because you know after you're finished with your first plate and you're finished with that first Bloody Mary, you're coming back for more. So please pass along this recipe, and if you have a recipe that you want me to recreate on my channel, pass it along to me and I will. As always, if you like this, then hit the like button. That's self-explanatory. And please subscribe if you want to see more of this in the future.